Oh my gosh, what?
Going live.
What if you're dead?
And then I'll be dead alive. Like that movie.
Gross.
Should I start singing?
I don't know. Should you?
I don't know. We don't have the actual theme song, so I didn't know if I have to actually sing.
No, actually, I thought it would be a good idea if you sang it. Just because you seem to be in the mood.
Oh, okay. This is the Player 4 podcast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We talk about movies, shows, and games, and lots of other shit.
Bleep! Now that's as good as an intro you're gonna get for the Player 4 podcast today. I'm your host, Tristan, aka Shah Grazier.
I am Alex, aka Chaos Black 21.
And I am Malachi, aka Sukihiba.
We're down at Joseph as he's off doing the family thing.
Yeah,
But
Tristan's. I wanted to ask, why can't we play the theme song?
I'm gonna explode. Apparently the other day, yeah, no, it was bad. Apparently the other day, YouTube, and I can't. I know how it makes me feel, but I don't know, like, legally, if this is good or bad, because I haven't looked into all the details of it. But what they did was exercise their right to deny APIs, which is how people and bots alike access and download data from their servers. And so, one of the very popular pastimes for different Discord servers is to use a bot, which APIs into YouTube, and pulls down the audio for videos there. This does a number of things like skirting advertisements and playing things that could be copyrighted. And in most cases, I think this is harmless, although I think what they're worried about is server overload. But whatever the reasoning, which was very vaguely explained in their messaging, most of which I got actually from one of the bots that explained it, Fredboat, was that they're basically denying any majorly used service like Fredboat or some of the other ones that we have. What other ones did I get the other night trying to make this work?
Rhythm.
Rhythm, Vexera, Onyx, all of them, anything with a known IP has been blocked from playing audio from YouTube. So if you tell your bot to go get you a song from YouTube and play it for your channel, it cannot do it. For some of them, SoundCloud still works. And I think there may be one or two bots that use Spotify, which I don't have. But yeah, YouTube has basically put the kibosh on it and said, nope, we're not letting that happen anymore. So people like me, who primarily use these bots to add ambient music to online games like D&D, we're in a pickle, and we need to find a way around it. Find another way to get our music. And
Yeah.
I've been petitioning some, well, specifically Joseph, to make music for Everybody Loves Raiken, and now it's like even if we do the exchange, I don't know how I'll be able to play it on the podcast and have everybody hear it. Because as far as I've seen, I haven't found a bot that can play local files, so I need to find one that does.
Dang it, YouTube.
Yeah, dang
Messing
it, YouTube.
everything up
Yeah.
again.
Again, they are, as far as I can tell, with very minimal research, within their rights, so I wouldn't go off on them too quick. It seems that they're allowed to do this. And what worries me is that it smacks of the net neutrality stuff that was going on, which you may or may not be aware came back around and lost the vote. Jeet Pai, the leader of the FCC, the head of the FCC Council, which consists of 5 people, got his way to deny the movement, which was made in 2015, to make the internet a Class 2 service, which could not be denied to the American public or managed on a private level. And so now it can, and different websites can start farming out services and lots of bad stuff. So
Yeah. Let's get on to good and happy stuff.
we have that.
Yeah, we do.
All right. So online gaming. I figured we'd start there since ELR is such a big topic, especially today. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. You know, everybody gets online, finds some friends, plays some games, and I just wanted to know what people are playing, what draws them to play it online, if they have a specific group of friends, um, and what is it about any particular game that keeps you coming back to the same one, and if there isn't something, why do you have such a range of games? So I wanted to ask Alex, what games do you play online, and do you have a specific group of friends that you play with?
I have pretty much like one or two main friends that I play with online. And of course there's you, but we don't play that often. But occasionally we do, and we need to play more Halo for sure.
My Xbox is set up and waiting.
I know we need to play that. And we have been. I've played some Sea of Thieves with you guys, but
We like it when you join us on
I,
CFP.
I have to feel Sea of Thieves to be able to actually like get into it. So that's a lot of times what keeps me from playing with you guys. Just it's not because I don't want to play with you. It's just because I have to feel Sea of Thieves.
Gross. So what are you
uh,
playing?
I play a lot of Battlefield, and there's another game that we play a lot, and it's called Generation Zero, which is a game based around like it's set in 1989 in Sweden, and like you just came back to the mainland or whatever, and everyone's gone, and there's machines that attack you, and you have to kill the machines, and you just have to like kind of go around. It's like this open world, and you find guns, and you have to figure out what happened to everybody and what went down. So we're having
So
fun with that.
is that a first-person shooter like Battlefield?
It is a first-person shooter, but yeah, it's like a first-person open world um, RPG. You level up. You can put points into different stats, get different abilities. Yeah, it's actually really fun, and it's made by but it's made by like a small developer, so I don't think many people have heard of it. But they
I
update it regularly too, which is also good.
Yeah, no, I actually this is the first time I'm hearing of Generation Zero, so that's interesting. You started that off, and I was like, this is a very specific premise. 1989 Sweden. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and yeah, you can actually they have you can switch between Swedish and English voice recordings and stuff. So that's
Mm.
pretty cool. And they like I said, they update it every month with like new content and stuff, or at least like fixing things.
Mm.
So they're really dedicated to like keep on improving it and adding more things to it.
So it's kind of a mystery game, an exploration game, and kind of a looter shooter.
It does have a looter shooter to it. It's definitely a mystery game, but yeah, there's a bit of a looter shooter because there's different. It's not like a whole ton of guns for you to find with different stats. It's mostly like a set few, but they have different gradients to it, like to each gun. So it's like there's different levels. There's dilapidated, worn, good, exceptional, and then like legendary, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously you start off with like dilapidated guns, and they like kind of sound crappy, and they're not as like good. And then as you like progress, then you'll find like kind of like the same guns, but you keep trying to go up to like the next level and the next level after that, like until you get like really good sounding and like actually like they're much more accurate and do more damage and all that.
And are you playing against other players, or is it primarily against AI?
It's all AI, and you can co-op. Um, we've had, I think you get up to 4 people into a play session, and if you like leave someone's play session, then all the stuff that you got from their play session comes back to yours.
I
So it's
see.
really cool. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Daisy, but with a better premise.
Yeah. I never played Daisy, so. But yeah, it's essentially like that. Just not where it's online and other people can kill you.
Okay. Well, I like that
Yeah.
kind of thing. How about you, Malachi? What do you play these days?
I've been toying with the most recent release of Gundam Battle Operations 2. It's finally come over here to the US after a year for PS4.
And what type of game is that?
It's more of just a combat game um, based on the popular series Mobile Suit Gundam.
Is it like
Um,
big war style combat, or is it like individual, single fighting?
it's a sortie of multiple um, I've done matches between 1-on-1 to 6-on-6, and it's a map with multiple objectives. All the maps have capture points that you can capture and spawn from, and um, and you can also go into their base, and plant a bomb to do excessive damage. And you can also, if you do it within the last minute of the game to where it perfectly ends right before the end of the game, you get an extra 1.2 of the points you usually get.
Down to the wire, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a just a fighting game, 6v6, and you can also. What's nice about it is that it does by actual physics, so the mechs are slow. Ones that are equipped more are a lot slower. Ones that are lighter are faster. Um, so it's a lot of fun. I like it. Like when you thrust sideways, you actually have to your mech has to. It has a lot of physics like Mech Warrior Tristan.
Mm. So your
So
acceleration and direction of movement matter.
yeah. Yeah, and you're vulnerable when you slow down, or when you either roll or you do a strong melee attack or you dash sideways. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a little dry at the moment because it's just released, so they're releasing the content slowly. So, but if you like Gundam, it's a lot of fun.
I see, I see. And you have a group of friends you play that with?
Nope, I just do it with myself, or
Gross.
occasionally I play with Chris a little bit.
I see.
Gundam. I never got into Gundam,
I
but
like Gundam a lot.
I know it's a very popular thing.
I think it's got a cult following, but not everybody's in on it.
Mm-hmm.
There
Do you
was
still
only
play? Go ahead.
I was gonna say that there's really only one series of Gundam I ever got into. I liked it a lot, but most of the others I was not too impressed with. They didn't hold my interest.
I was gonna ask Malachi if he still plays Monster Hunter World.
I have not. The one reason why I play Mobile Suit Gundam is because it is free to play.
Okay.
So I haven't decided whether I want to spend the money to get that yet.
Okay.
Because they did the most recent release of Iceborne, I think it's called.
I think so. I remember it being kind of like something what to do with ice.
What about 14, Malachi?
I haven't really been playing that at all either.
Busy with work?
Yeah.
Good busy or bad busy?
I just get home and I'm tired, and I've been cleaning up around my house and apartment, or I should say my apartment, just getting things taken care of. I've been just kind of relaxing and then watching anime a little bit.
For my part, I've been trying to get back into ESO a bit, although that's like with you, something I mostly do alone. Now and then I can convince somebody to go with me. But when I'm not doing that, I'm mostly playing Sea of Thieves. I played that with Derek and Luna, and we have a good time. It's sometimes things go smoothly for a while, and then everything goes to hell. But we usually finish what we're doing, with a bit of
Unless I
struggle.
join in. And then people will screw with us and take down our boat, and then we won't get to finish the thing.
Man, it's not just you, because we went in for a mission the other night. We got through, 4 out of 6 parts of it. And we were heading to where the last 2 parts were. And, halfway to the island we needed to get to, a Kraken just came up under the boat and sank us, like, immediately. And it was, of course, one of those missions where you're given the physical items that you have to carry around, so those went down with the ship. So we would have had to start over because there just wasn't any shot of getting in there and getting those items back before they disappeared, with the Kraken just sitting on top of them.
Yeah, it's one thing when it's other players that mess with you, but when the actual game basically says, no, screw off, that's when it's like the biggest bullshit.
I generally am more bothered by players screwing with you over and over. It's just like, why can't I choose to make this stop? I would be having a much easier, better time if I could, like, go to a different instance, get away from these players that are just hunting us down and we're trying to just have fun. And for the most part, the things that the game throws at you, if you know what you're doing and are a bit coordinated with the people on the boat, you can handle it fine. But this just... we couldn't catch a break. Like, we couldn't catch a break with this one.
Well, yeah, or like when the game throws 2 ghost ships at you and you play it smart and don't have them run into you, but then they run into another to just attack you based off of...
Yeah, that was... I don't like that it's coded that way. Although I have learned since then that if you hear the music and a ghost ship pops out of the sea, it always pops up right next to you. So if you immediately, as soon as you hear the music, get on the gun, you can be already pointed right at their hull. And I sank 6 shots into them in the course of about 8 seconds, and they fell way behind, and we didn't have to deal with them at all. They didn't get a single shot off. So the pop-up ghost ships, I know that the only way to deal with them is decisively. It was unfortunate that we tried to exploit the fact that they stay non-aggro for a little while. And then we got screwed when another one popped up and bumped into it. But now it's just like, no. You engage them immediately, put some holes below the water line so that they slow down, and then run like heck. There are a lot of aspects of the game I like. I found the game, for the most part, to be a lot of fun. But every now and then it's just like, alright, I'd like to just get done with the thing I was trying to do, and it keeps screwing me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like to find a couple people that I can just regularly go and game with and hang out. Sometimes I'll jump on farm together with Kyla and Nicole, and that'll be fun. I'm not very good at the game, but
That's a game I haven't heard of in a while.
Kyla likes it a lot, so I go and I play that. Just like move some bees around.
I just remember when it was super popular on Facebook.
Oh yeah, Facebook. That's something I haven't heard about in a while.
Yeah, nobody talks about Facebook anymore except for how crappy it is.
I just avoid it. Alright, now the topic that everybody really wants to talk about, since Joseph isn't here.
Oh, jeez.
When Joseph is away, we talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Specifically, Everybody Loves Raiken.
Everybody Loves Raiken, my personal homebrew campaign that my players, 7 of whom, have been playing for 3 years. And a couple people just hit level 11, and the rest are pretty close.
Yep, I'm 500 points away
500 points away
from getting my automatic smite.
So you spent the last 24 sessions. I only sort of wanted to kill myself. Wandering around the biggest dungeon I've designed. I honestly did believe that you'd just happen upon the fastest way to the boss and it would be done in like 3 sessions, maybe 4. I did not expect a thorough investigation of every single room of the dungeon. It did give me the opportunity to drop a lot of history and the story that I'd written about the characters that I did not expect I would be able to share with the players. So that was a lot of fun, and there was a lot of player engagement in the world, which is very important to me. And the previous session, you finally beat the boss, a 500-year-old lich, who's been lording over this underground treasure hoard the whole time, trying to keep people away from secrets that would destroy the world.
Yeah, hogging them all.
Hogging them all. You went in, and she fought you with her mind control powers, turning the party against itself. But, in spite of great odds, and 4 people going down, the party triumphed and defeated her.
Was it 4? I thought it was 3 people.
3 people were down at the end.
Okay.
You survived. Everybody healed up. The biggest problem was that the group's wizard, their smart guy who could tell them where and how to find magic stuff, got mind blasted.
Yeah, he wasn't so smart.
No, he got turned into an idiot, and it was unfortunate for the party. Feeble mind is rude.
Yeah, I would have much rather her just cast death on him so that then I could revivify him.
Well, we don't know yet if that would have worked. You didn't get a chance to try it.
True.
But you did manage to find the Armor of Cord, the item that all of this was about. You risked everything, life and limb and the fate of the world, to find the Armor of Cord, and you managed to find it.
Yes. Raiken finally has the armor he has been so desperately wanting.
And it came with the prettiest magical girl transformation ever.
Heck yeah! Magical girl.
Which you were very happy
That's
about.
probably my favorite part.
That you get to go through a magical girl transformation every time you use it.
Yep, and it's gonna like gross Leah out until she's just like, "Oh my god, are you seriously doing this again?"
Yes, we're seriously doing this every time.
Yeah.
Um, so it's another good thing. Upon finding the armor of Cord, it also revealed a magic purification system that was creating residuum.
Yeah. Except
Which,
we destroyed it.
that's true. You did destroy it. The power released when Cyrus disenchanted the object that was trapping the armor of Cord, damaged the structure of the room, and it collapsed, spilling unrefined residuum which disintegrated the entire dungeon. And very nearly the party.
Yep, we almost got caved in. Again.
It's only because Jebel, the group's druid, took on the form of an earth elemental and punched his way through all the walls that kept you from freedom.
So, this is the second time now that we've been underground and an earth elemental saved us.
Well, half and half, because we did lose Bruenor.
The last time you were underground, the earth elemental you lost control of, and when Bruenor died, the group's fighter, and then the group's other fighter, Yukikaze, was able to broker a deal with it to get the rest of the party out.
Yeah. So, I mean, technicalities, the earth elemental still saved us, so...
It's
2 for 2.
2 for 2. So what you got to keep doing is going underground and just counting on earth elementals to come get you.
Exactly.
Safest bet. So you finally get out of this place as it is engulfed in what is effectively a sphere of annihilation.
Yes.
And it disappears off the face of the world.
Hopefully the sphere of annihilation destroyed the phylactery if we didn't do it already.
That is a very good question. One to which I hope you someday find the answer.
Oh god.
I'm sure.
You know, I was talking about it in another group, and I was like, yeah, so this is like the third time that we've fought someone, and we don't know if we killed him or not. And at the ear of giving you an idea, they were like, your DM should totally start like a Dark Avengers like group.
They assemble and come back to destroy the party together.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's just a bunch of liches who are like, nope, screw these guys.
I was like, yep, so far we've might have let a lich go free, a beholder, and a king's sister that was trying to usurp his throne that also uses magic.
Well, at least you got that necromancer. You know he got eaten by a dragon.
Oh, he's dead.
Definitely dead.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're 1 for 4.
Hey, 25%.
Ain't bad. It's not a passing grade.
Yeah, what really counts is we get that last boss, which is Bala, the ancient green dragon.
There you go. Bala, the ancient green dragon, and really, that's what all of this is about, isn't it? You are only searching for this armor because you wanted to become strong enough to take on an ancient green dragon.
Yes. And now I have it. And oh my gosh, is it awesome.
Time to climax song, right?
No. Climax song is like, I'm going to climb up on Bala, and that's when I'm going to use climax song. And everyone's going to be like, no, you'll die! And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm Raiken.
No, this is Patrick.
And everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, he's more powerful than Vicky. He lived through it." Like, yeah, the true core champion.
The true Cord champion. Remember that dream where you were high-fiving Cord and giving him the head of Bala?
Heck yeah, that's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. So you
actually, I don't need a climax song. What I need to do is crit and then use my special ability that doubles damage dice. Because then I figured it out. Well, it wouldn't count with Bala because she's not undead. However, attacking an undead with that, if I maxed out, I would deal 253 damage. If I fail and get all ones, I do like 37.
Are you modifying the damage of the climax song using the armor?
No, I'm not talking about climax song.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of damage then.
Yeah, no.
Climax song. This is if you doubled up the damage on a max level smite on a crit.
And yeah.
Gotcha.
If I was able to max out literally everything, which is like almost completely impossible, like 0.001% chance with how many dice I have to roll.
But still, pretty cool.
But still, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Especially since I think the armor doubles straight damage, meaning you roll whatever dice, you add it to your static values, and then you double it.
Okay, then yeah. I mean, it should pretty much equal out to the same thing that I would.
So you're feeling pretty cool.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of fallen into place. They're all ending up with with an artifact, as it were. Leah's got the armor of the Pact. Raiken now has the armor of Cord. Yukikaze has the armor of Bahamut. It's kind of a lot of armor.
But he is still missing the sword and shield.
Yukikaze is still missing the sword and shield of Bahamut.
Yes.
So, is that what you think the party will go after next?
I mean, it depends, because, I mean, that's all that we know of, like, because he follows Bahamut, I follow Cord. Unless there's, like, some special thing, even more special thing for, like, Lara Mendis with Ione. I don't know who anybody else follows, or what kind of magic items might be out there that we would try to look for, since it's not. So I don't know, but we don't even know where those are. We just figured the Drow took them.
Well, you'll have to discuss with the party what your next move is. Although, I do recall something very interesting happened right at the end of yesterday's session, after you finally got out of this underground vault as it disintegrated behind you, and you found yourselves back in the desert. Suddenly a new challenger appeared, falling from the sky, graceful as heck.
Yeah, another Eladrin.
Another Eladrin? You know another Eladrin?
Yes. The original was Nalia, Lara Mendis' girlfriend. Who's going to want to take my armor of Cord for research.
Well, we can't have that. You should kill her.
No. We should give her Bahamut armor.
Oh. I mean, I guess that's an option. And he came down and did something very impressive, didn't he? The wizard. Do you remember what he did?
No. What are you talking about? His magic boots that showed wings as he landed?
I mean, that was certainly cool, but it's not the really cool thing he did. The really cool thing he did was when he was able to pull Zintharmil, the Fey spirit that was trapped in the Warlock's armor, out.
Yeah, that was the very end of the session.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he did two things. He brought Laramendus back from feeble mind, and he pulled the Fae out of.
He did, but I mean, that was also something Jebel could have done if we waited till the next day. So he saved you a few hours.
Yeah.
Of your wizard gibbering and trying to run off. Which I love Sam for his performance. Alright, well.
Yeah, I'd throw a Sabaton. What?
Where did you get that? I took it when Raiken stripped it off. Nobody took it from me, so I still have it. And now I throw it. At the person who's falling from the sky. It falls short, very short. He's far away.
It'll be nice to talk a little bit more to Nerevar before he ends up leaving.
Yeah, definitely remember that you're in control of fate here. So if there's stuff you want to know, go and try and find it out. Like, don't just let people walk away if you think they know something you want to know.
Yeah, Riken also has to go and find something to fight before the armor actually goes away, so there's that too.
Not just senselessly killing, though.
No. It's just glorious combat. It just has to be glorious enough. Doesn't have to be bloody enough. Well, maybe Yukikaze will want to fight.
You should fight each other. I believe that you're now caught up on the goings-on in Everybody Loves Raiken. The party has achieved 2 major goals, setting their trapped Fey spirit free, and finding the Armor of Cord. The third major goal was something they sort of got forced into, which was defeat the Lich. And now they must decide on their next course of action. So, next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah.
Malachi, what's our last topic of the night?
Time to get the flip out of here?
I think it's time to get the flip out of here.
Let's flip things.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hashtag goodbye.
Goodbye.
There it is.
So magical.
It's the most majestical.
Malachi, say something.
I can't express the words.
He has no words with which to express.